distance can be a major barrier to accessing quality healthcare on time. That's where Angel Flight East comes in. Welcome to Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East, a nonprofit dedicated to providing free flights for children and adults who need medical treatment far from home. We don't know how many people forego medical care because they don't have accessible transportation, and that's what this podcast is here to change. Join passionate AFE staff members Jess, Ames, and Maddy, Beck as they share real-life stories from people who have used AFE services to get the care they need when they need it.
Hey, frequent flyers, welcome back with another episode of Takeoff Talk. You're here with me, Maddy.
And me, Jess.
And today we have our partner organization, Love from Liam's founder, Ashlyn.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Do you want to give a little bit of a background of Love from Liam?
Sure, yeah. So I started Love from Liam when my son was 3 months old. He was born with spina bifida, and we just started a foundation for him to spread the love from his spina bifida. We found out when I was 20 weeks pregnant that he had spina bifida, and the doctors back here told us that we should terminate him. So we then somehow ended up at CHOP to get a second opinion, and the doctors came out and said that Liam will be perfect. And he is. He laughs, he runs, he talks, he loves animals, he plays basketball. So our foundation mainly, when Liam started walking, he got a walker, and when we went to go get that walker, they asked us to bring that walker back at the spina bifida clinic at CHOP. So we thought that we could help families not be able to give their equipment back and help start buying, and we realized that insurance doesn't cover things. So yeah, that's a little bit about my foundation.
That's awesome. And I found Love from Liam, like I found a lot of things in my life on the internet. So I reached out to Ashlyn and just said, we would love to partner with your organization just because our missions pretty much align very well. And we always like to let other organizations know that we provide the flights for patients who need the medical treatment far from home. So if any of the families that she is currently assisting needed a flight to CHOP or wherever else they needed to go, we could help them that way.
Yeah, and we love the partnership. I think we've had 2 families fly with you guys. I feel like sometimes it's hard just because some of the families are farther. But we love the partnership with you guys. We love that we are able to have that also as an addition to us buying medical equipment for our family. So it's super cool.
Yeah.
And I get to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, that's our favorite part. I was actually just going to talk about one of our hangouts at your Hollywood event.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell our listeners about your partnership within CHOP and the event that you guys hosted?
Yeah, so I am the vice president of the advisory board for the clinic. So it's a bunch of moms and that just come together, and we have a parent advisory board, and we really just help the clinic and fundraise for the clinic. A lot of people think that CHOP isn't a nonprofit, and it actually is. So it's hard to get funding and stuff like that, like everything is. So each department has to fundraise. So we fundraise for the clinic, and we CHOP, since because of COVID, everything with COVID, CHOP was not allowing us to have the event there. So that's when I reached out to you guys. I was like, I have the perfect spot, because when I came to the gala that you guys had, I was like, this would be so perfect. It's like a central location. So we had it was Hollywood theme, like a red carpet theme, shining star theme for the kiddos that have spina bifida. So when they came in, they got a name tag and a VIP pass. They felt like they were VIPs, and we just raised money for the clinic. I think all said and done, we raised $8,000 for the clinic, which is super awesome that we were able to do that. Yeah, so super fun, and we had a really awesome time. I think we had maybe 300 people there. I think. I
Yeah.
can't remember,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I remember because we pitched it to the airport and I was like, oh, it's for a partner organization. This is what they do. And I remember they came back and said, for how many people? And I was like, I don't know, maybe like 100 to 150. And then the day before, Maddie and I had to break the news and be like, it's just over 300, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, but
okay.
it's fun. It worked out. It was super awesome. Everybody had a great time. The kids had a great time. Yeah, and it was a perfect spot for it.
And those kids were so stinking cute.
Mhm.
Like,
I know.
there was a DJ, there was games. They had the best time.
They really did. And like it was cool to like watch them. Like when they came through the door, they like walked down the red carpet. Like they thought like they were, well, they are stars, but like they felt like they were like on the red carpet, which is really cool because some of these kiddos, they need that. Like they don't have that. And it was cool for the parents too. It not necessarily was just for the kiddos. It was also for the parents to network with other families that are going through what we all go through. So it was nice that we all knew what we were all going through and we were all able to connect in different ways. So it was really, really cool. We actually are putting on, it's the 60th celebration for the Spina Bifida Clinic this year. So we're putting on a gala and silent auction for the clinic to celebrate 60 years. So that's another event that we have coming up with the clinic. So we're super excited about that.
Oh, when is that?
So that is October. So October is Spina Bifida Awareness Month. So we try to do our things in October. So it's the last Saturday in October.
Yeah, I didn't tell you yet, but I signed us up to attend.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I was going to say, I was like, Jess, we should go.
Yeah. Sorry to tell you, but you're already going.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy to hear I have plans. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about what it means to have spina bifida? Like, what is the normal day-to-day life of a patient with spina bifida?
So basically, spina bifida is a birth defect on where the baby's spinal cord doesn't develop properly. So essentially, when Liam was in my belly, it formed like a sac-like cyst on his back, and his spine grew in that cyst. So what the doctors had to do, which is really crazy, they had to remove that cyst and then put his spine back where it's supposed to go. He was 2 days old when they did that. But where that cyst was damaged his nerves to his bowel, bladder, and ankle support. But all kids, that cyst, like sac, can be anywhere on the spine. So that's essentially what spina bifida is. Liam's was lower. So if it's lower on the spine, it's essentially a little better for the kiddo. If it's higher, then they might have more problems with mobility. But Liam's, he troubles with bowel and bladder and his ankle support. He has weak ankles, so he wears braces. So somebody like me, going through a daily life with Liam, sometimes it's hard of what, like, the unknown and the what ifs, like, and especially like parents going through like appointments, like our next appointment, like what if, and what if he needs another surgery, or what is going to happen at this next appointment? That's kind of like really hard to go through. And school is a big thing. When your kiddo hits a certain age and they get to go to school, it's not just like a normal kiddo going to school. Liam has to have a nurse to go with him. And if he does not have a nurse, he can't go to school. So that's a really battle that some parents and everybody goes through and struggles with. Like just on this upcoming Monday, Liam doesn't have a nurse, so he can't go to school. And it's hard because Liam loves school. So I think the battles of like the unknowns, like, is he going to need more surgeries? Is he ever going to be potty trained? Is he ever going to be able to go to school without a nurse? So that's really like our daily struggles. But Liam, it's Liam's normal. So like Liam knows he wears braces. Liam knows he gets tapped. Like he thinks that it's his normal for him. So it doesn't affect him at all. And he just goes with the flow, and he's the happiest little boy.
I was going to say, looking at him, he just looks like a normal kid besides wearing his braces, but he gets around like any other normal kid. He's always happy. So looking at him from the outside, you're like, it's just a perfect kid.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's a bundle of joy. He started playing basketball, And when we went to his first basketball, he was so excited to like dribble the basketball and shoot the basketball. And then when they started exercising, he was like, he came over and sat on the bleachers. He's like, I'm not exercising. And I was like, Liam, you have to do the exercises to play basketball. And he said, I came here to play basketball. I didn't come here to exercise. And I was like, fair enough. So
Liam is my spirit animal. Got it.
so he sat on the bleachers the whole time until they started playing basketball. And I was like, I mean, well, how do you argue with that? Like, okay, you don't want to exercise, you just want to play basketball? Cool, okay.
That's amazing. So how can our listeners support what your organization does, whether it's by awareness, donations, anything of that sort?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook page, Love from Liam Foundation. We have a website, lovefromliamfoundation.org. We really post on Facebook and Instagram and just update everybody, but they can donate through our link on our website. We actually have a really big event coming up, which is Laps for Liam in August. So it's kind of like a relay for life. These kiddos form a team for them. So like Liam's is Liam's line crew. And then just they come up with random team names. And then whoever sells the most t-shirts, we give a prize to. So last year we gave a cruise away to a spina bifida family. So it's super awesome that we were able to do that.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
I'll buy a
super
t-shirt.
fun.
Shoot.
I know.
I'm not going to swim, but I'll come buy a t-shirt.
So we do it. This year we're doing at the Altoona Curve here in my hometown. It's our baseball team, and we literally just do laps around the curve. We used to do it at a track, but now we just try to find different places. And we have basket raffles and DJs and fun things for the kids to do. So it's a really cool event. Last year we raised $30,000. So it's our biggest event that we do. And it's just cool that we have almost 20 families making 20 teams and coming together. And, it's all about being there for the kiddos and helping, our foundation. And all the money that we raise goes back to our foundation to help us buy medical equipment, but it also goes to the Spina Bifida Clinic to help them buy equipment as well, because they need walkers and crutches and wheelchairs and snacks for the clinic. So we really just help out with that.
What do you do when you're not running Love from Liam? Everything else.
Everything else. So I'm a wife. Me and my husband been married for 6 years now. And so I'm a wife and I'm a mom. I have Liam, and then I also have a 1-year-old Lawson. So I'm a mom of 2, and then I'm a coffee shop owner. So I own a cute little coffee shop in Duncansville, Pennsylvania called Coffee on 3rd. So I do that, and then I do the foundation, and then I do the parent advisory board. So it's fun. I love it.
Ashlyn, you are the first mom, I think, that Jess and I met and we're like, oh, so moms do have superpowers. Got it.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't.
And anytime I'm around you, I'm like, I cannot say I'm tired because this person is doing a bajillion things and has 2 little ones. And I was like, Maddy and I are just tired coming to work for 2 hours.
Yeah. Like Ashlyn's like poster child of like, you got this. This is easy. Jess and I are like the poster child of like the little eye masks you can get at Target. We're like, you can hide your problems.
Yes, I don't know. I think it just comes from like passion. I really, really have passion for my community. So that's where my coffee shop came about. And then passion to help kiddos just like Liam. So I feel like once you guys get passion for something, you will be the same as me. What you guys do, I think.
We're looking for that passion.
Yeah, when we grow up, we will let you know.
Yeah,
You'll be the
first to know.
I feel like though you guys have such good passion for Angel Flight that you guys do a really awesome job. So I feel like that is your passion.
It's something, man.
I wanted to secretly know how long the pause of silence would go on for. So
I really thought about it, but I was like, no, I want listeners to like not sit there and like double look at their phone, being like, are they still there? Is this a glitch in the like, oh no, my internet went out. It automatically
Oh,
paused the
no.
podcast.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Jess and I do love exactly
Yes.
that. Like, we do love what we do, and we do love the organization. We wouldn't be here if not. I don't think anybody would work for a nonprofit for funsies.
Right. Yeah, so that just shows like how much you guys actually care and actually care about the patients and everybody that comes to Angel Flight East. And I've been to your gala and it was awesome. It was so fun. And I think I was into one Wings and Wheels.
I think you were. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome too. So it just shows that you guys really have passion for what you do. And that's the whole key. You want to make sure that you love what you do and have passion for it, because I used to work for other people and did a different job and I literally hated it. So maybe if you saw like previous action, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Right. Okay, it's possible.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
I guess just being a mom and becoming a wife, just like I don't have an option. Like I cannot be tired. Like that is no option. And that's why I opened up a coffee shop, so I have caffeine to keep me going.
That's a great reason.
No,
Yeah,
seriously. Right?
So what is one final thought you would want to leave our listeners with?
Oh boy. One final thought is no matter what you're going through as a family, if your kiddo does have a disability, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter if you're struggling with like your diagnosis and surgeries and whatever you guys are going through, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I always tell people to always get a second opinion no matter what, because imagine if we would have terminated Liam at that first doctor's appointment. Imagine if we wouldn't have got a second opinion. He wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be doing the Love from Liam Foundation. So I always just, express that, there's always hope at the end of the tunnel and God is always with you and he will get you through anything. And these kiddos bring such light to the world. Liam is such a miracle and we are thankful for him every day. He has taught us so many lessons in life. And that's pretty much it. So I want to say too, last year, 68% of women terminated when they heard the diagnosis of spina bifida. You don't have to. Look at somebody like Liam playing basketball and, playing with his animals and loving life. So, and even all the families that were at the Chop Family Fun Day, like look at all of them. Mostly all of them got the option of termination as well. So it's just, it's hard to hear that, but also get a second opinion and just, keep pushing through because you will always get through.
That's such a staggering number to think about. 68%.
Right?
That's crazy.
It really hurts my heart because it's just crazy to me because Liam, I knew God put him in our life for a reason. I knew we were meant to have him and I knew we were meant to go through their struggles and I knew I was meant to go through all that. But 68% last year, and it's so sad because that's not the only option. Go get a second opinion and learn that your kid will be perfect, just like Liam was. So.
Yeah, Liam Jr.
That's right. Have a Liam Jr.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Ashlyn. And apparently we can't wait to see you in October.
Yes, can't wait.
And hopefully April.
Sooner. Yeah.
Yes, hopefully. Yes, we will be there in April.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right.
And we'll see you
there.
so
much.
Right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. I love my internet friends. I wish I met you on the internet.
Yeah. The closest thing that we got to meeting on the internet is when Ellen told my mom about wanting me to work for Angel Flight. My mom had no idea what Ellen was talking about. So she had no idea what the job was. And I think Ellen really told my mom she wanted me to work with you, but the way that my mom got the story was that you were getting fired. And I was taking your job. So I remember looking you up on LinkedIn and being like, oh, this poor girl, she has no idea she's getting fired. She seems so nice.
That's terrible. Could you imagine meeting me and actually knowing if I was about to get fired?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden they were like, I need a flight coordinator. I'm like, what?
It's so funny because I always thought you would work in outreach and then you were the flight coordinator. And I was like, dang, I wanted her to work with me. And then you just came back to me.
Yes, here I am. Can't get rid of me. I thought about referring to myself as a rash.
I don't know how many more awkward pauses we can have in this episode, but it's great. It's also Friday and we are a little brain fried.
I think a little is complimentary to what we actually have going for us.
There is Fireball in the freezer for days like this. Of course, we would do it at 4 p.m.
There's also beer, which would go a lot better than Fireball.
The other day, remember Milan, who used to work in the maintenance shop?
Center? Yeah.
Yeah. He popped in and was like, oh, I always wondered whose office this was, but I had a high noon open. But I was like, it's 4 o'clock. And he looked, he's like, are you drinking? I was like, yeah, but technically it's 4 o'clock. So my work here is done for the day. And he's like, uh-huh.
I have so many questions for what people think. Like, you know how we have a story about everybody on the field? Like, Smiley, we don't actually know his name. Smiley's the guy who works in the maintenance hangar now. He just always seems happy and he just runs from place to place. Like, he doesn't walk anywhere. I've only seen him jog or in the minivan. But I wonder if people have like some sort of narrative they've created about us.
I would love to know it.
I don't know. I mean, even if our listeners have a narrative about us, like, because I feel like our board members don't really know either. So, like, if you're a board member and you listen, do you have a narrative about us? Like, do you just think that we're
If
odd?
it's mean, I don't want to know it. But if it's funny, I want. Like, I bet Tom Mellett tells people about it.
Oh, Tom Mellett has some story up his sleeve that he's like, yeah, they were just abandoned at the airport one day and found a job. Whereas I don't know, like, people don't realize that the reason our relationship is what our relationship is because we've been trapped in one too many cars and tight places together.
Yeah, like our new board member did not know we traveled to all of these rural conferences together. And I was telling him that most oftentimes it's just easy to drive. And his response was, so you guys do spend a lot of time together. And I was like, yes, imagine being trapped in a car with me for 8 hours. I'm not saying it's always fun, but I would say 75% is fun and 25% is me sleeping, which also could be fun because then I'm not talking.
I think you have that reversed. As the driver of said road trips, 75% is you sleeping, 25% is you asking if we're going to get lunch yet.
Yeah. Remember the time we were driving, I forget, it might have been West Virginia, and we thought we were so much farther than we were. And I was like, we're only in Hershey, PA. We're only an hour from home. We still have like 7 hours to go.
Yeah, we were so proud of ourselves too. And we stopped for lunch and we're like, uh-oh.
They're like, should we just turn around and go home? Or should we keep going?
We've made it. We've had a lot of odd stories, a lot of odd people. One too many McDonald's trips. And if you're curious, there's a movie theater in West Virginia that sells bags of popcorn that look like a body pillow. So that's really all I have to say about that. But I still want to hear your narrative. So let us know what you think of our chemistry.
Yeah. And thanks for listening. Whatever. And keep listening and sharing our chemistry.
Yeah. See you next week.
All right. Bye.
That's it for today's episode of Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East. If you want to learn more about our services, please visit our website at www.angelflighteast.org. or call our office at 215-358-1900. Join us in our mission. If you're a healthcare worker or a patient in need of air travel and flight services, AFE is here for you. Subscribe to the show so you can hear more stories. Join us again next week right here on Take Off Talk.